This is the second video in my extended breath hold psilocybin microdose meditation video series. If you missed the first video, click the link above to see why extended breath hold microdose meditation is one of the must-do things that you add to your daily regimen for changing your mindset and eliminating negative self-beliefs. If you have not been to my channel before, make sure you check out my welcome videos, and which tells you what I do and what I'm up to and what I'm really all about. In this video, I will show you step-by-step instructions to achieve extended periods of exhaled breath holds of up to 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and more. And at the end, I'll give you a link to a bonus video which details the one and only skill that you need to master in life to be happy, at peace, and be successful at basically everything in your life, and why microdose meditation can help you master that skill. Also are links to my microdose meditation video series, From Novice to Master. Although it's not necessary, these meditation videos are designed to be used in conjunction with psilocybin microdosing. Microdosing will bring yet another dimension and new experience to your extended breath hold meditation. But it's up to you to do your research and source your own psilocybin microdoses. However, I typically recommend zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.2 grams of psilocybin mushrooms 3 to 4 days a week. And I recommend taking the microdose about 15 to 60 minutes before you begin any of the meditation videos. Again, microdosing is not required, but highly recommended. There are many sources out there who make capsules mixed with psilocybin along with other great natural compounds. However, you have to search high and low for these people. Ones that I find that work best also contain cacao, piperin, which is a black pepper extract, and I like this better than niacin that you hear a lot about. Also, I like to see curcumin or turmeric, and then cordyceps or lion's mane mushrooms. I prefer cordyceps. These natural items help the body's receptors absorb the psilocybin more efficiently and consistently. Before we dive in, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Not because of the insincere response other creators give that it helps YouTube's algorithm find the videos that you want to see. However, that's true, but instead, take 4 seconds to subscribe to my channel because I will keep it advertisement free, and it's the least you can do, and it's a very fair trade for you to take 4 seconds to subscribe and trade for the days, weeks, and months it takes me to come up with, create, film, and produce these videos that actually give you real value. All right, let's get into it. There are typically 5 or 6 rounds in my breath hold meditation videos, and there are 3 segments in each round. Segment 1, you do anywhere from 30 to 50 controlled rhythmic in and out breaths, and I paste them for you in the videos. Segment 2, the breath inhale hold position, and there's 2 sets, one before and one after the breath exhale hold, and these are about 15 seconds up to a minute. Segment 3, the extended breath exhale hold, and there's 1 set, and it goes from anywhere from 30 seconds up to 12 minutes. And yes, that's possible, and that's what you're looking to achieve down the road. That's what the long-term game is here. I'm going to dive in with specific instructions for each segment, and I'll also give you ways to riff your guided breath work meditation, meaning ways you can switch up and change little nuances of the meditation. And at the end, I'll also discuss self-mantras you can say to yourself during the controlled breathing and extended breath holds. And these are intentions. Let's go. First, we have to start off with finding the most comfortable position for you to be in, especially for a long period of time. Most people prescribe sitting Indian style, legs crossed, with your back of your hands on top of your knees with your palms facing up and your index finger touching your thumb. If this is a way you're comfortable doing, then by all means, choose this position. I know it is recommended to align your chakras. However, I do not do that method. It's never been comfortable for me to sit for 5 to 10 minutes, let alone an hour and a half. First, laying on the ground, either on carpet or a yoga mat, with a small, comfortable pillow either under your head or under your neck. Your legs can be either straight out or your knees bent, or you can put a foam roller or a pillow underneath your knees. You may cycle throughout these positions, but most practitioners will say this is not ideal because it may make breathing harder. In my opinion, this might be slightly true. However, after practicing it this way, I feel it's made my lungs stronger, kind of like working out with ankle weights on. Now, my most favorite comfortable position is simply being stretched out in my recliner chair. Not everyone has one, so perhaps a comfortable couch or in your bed propped up with pillows with your upper body slightly elevated. It does make breath slightly easier, and it's way more comfortable on my back and legs. I can really get lost in this position, and that's really what I enjoy. I do not put a pillow behind my head because it stops me from getting my head and chin up. Regardless, do the beginner guided breathwork meditation and play with different positions that feel best. Let's get more detailed. Hand placement. This becomes more important as you become more experienced and have longer breath holds. There are a few ways I like to cycle through my hands. Probably my most favorite is all fingers touching one another with the palms out and thumbs resting between my chest or slightly raised. I found great energy and flow with my fingers touching and palms apart. Next, your fingers touching with your pinkies spread apart or your ring fingers and slightly touching them, resting them below your belly button, and your thumbs resting on your stomach as well. During my meditations, I cycle through quite frequently. Next, we want to focus on your head, and even when lying down or reclined, you want to make sure that your chin is up and head is back. You also want to work on keeping your chest forward and shoulders back. You may find this slips throughout the meditation, so correct when you notice it. Let's get into the techniques for each of your breathing segments. When breathing in and out, you want to start by taking a big inhale all the way down to your diaphragm and stomach area. Breathing in from there, rolling it upwards, and continue to inhale from your mid to upper chest. Once fully inhaled, you release your exhale all the way back down to your stomach. Repeat this into a rhythmic pattern. Practice this slowly a few times to make sure you are getting from the very bottom of your stomach all the way up to the very top of your chest. In no time, you'll be able to do this motion within the same speed as my breath in the videos. Once you've got that down, here are some ways to riff or change up your breaths during your meditation. I call it riff just as a musician does. The overall beat stays the same, but they riff in between chords with some of their own style. These are different breaths that I riff with that also help. Just note, these riffs are to be thrown in here and there throughout your meditation, but not to be done for every breath of your breathing set. Now the first riff I call a step up or step down breath. For the step up, when inhaling, take 3 short breaths as you inhale. First breath is focused on your lower lung diaphragm area. Second on your mid lung, and third on your top lung. And then you do a full exhale. It goes something like this. Now the step down is the other way. You do a full stomach to top lung inhale, then step down your exhale. Here's how it looks. The last couple of riffs are basically to just go at your own pace. And every now and then, if you want to catch your breath during your breath set, go for it. Skip over a breath. Do what feels comfortable with the ultimate goal of maintaining the pace and rhythm of the breathing set. Let's move on to the inhaled breath hold. I want you to remember, in my videos, I will be with you every step of the way, guiding you with verbal cues. This is what I specifically added that is different than Wim Hof. There are 2 sets of inhaled breath holds in one round. I feel the importance of the inhaled breath hold launches you into a present state of mind and really gets it to open up. The inhaled breath hold is done right after the breathing set, right before you go into the extended exhaled. During this time, you will place focus on pushing pressure to your stomach, your head, your arms, your shoulders, as well as tensing and flexing your legs. For example, to start, you want to put your hands together in a praying pose in front of your chest. Push your hands together really to push a lot of pressure on your shoulders and get them to really tense. Next, when you inhale, you want to flex your stomach and push on it. But there's a major warning here. It's very likely you may pass gas, fart, break wind, or whatever you call it. But regardless, it's probably going to happen. Now, while keeping pressure on your stomach and your shoulders, quickly push blood to your head, putting a lot of pressure. Now, this goes without saying, do not do it to the point you pass out. However, if you can creep up on that line where you're feeling slightly lightheaded, that's good. However, you may feel a little bit nauseous. So play around with this. If it becomes too intense, then simply let off and slightly lower the pressure to your head and your body. Now, while keeping pressure to your stomach and your head, push your hands in the air, putting pressure on different areas of your shoulders. Even bring your elbows together, then pull your hands down and then move them out in front of you. Still keeping pressure in all areas, your head and your stomach. Then you'll pull your hands apart and you'll pull your elbows back towards you, flexing your shoulders. You will keep pressure everywhere until you're instructed to exhale. This is your final exhale that will take you into your extended exhaled breath hold. Exhale. Keep practicing this until you feel your body tingle. I often feel my lips tingling, which means I know I've hit my zone. There are many possible riffs during this set. First, if you have to let go of your inhaled hold before the time ends, then go ahead and take another breath or two before you enter your extended exhale hold. Next, if you're able to hold the entire time and able to exhale, you may take one additional big inhale, then exhale into your extended breath hold. Next riff, you do not have to always move your hands in the full range of motion as described. Sometimes I will keep my hands slightly above my head and keep them there while I focus on my head and stomach pressure. So it looks something like this. In and hold, squeeze your belly and don't stop. Now push and squeeze your blood to your head. Now flex and squeeze your body all over. Keep squeezing everything. Hold. Exhale. And finally, if you can manage it, you can add flexing your legs, quads, and calves by pulling your toes towards you or pushing them away. During this inhale hold, I will often pull my feet to my groin and knees out, feet touching, and pushing them together as well. Really practice this set a lot, as it is the key to really opening up your mind during the next phase, which is your extended exhale hold. Finally, the extended breath exhale hold. This is where all the magic happens. And it's in this state that I've actually reached certain elements of a psychedelic state without psychedelics. The best goal is to strive for 3-minute exhale hold. Once I hit 3 minutes, it did not take long for me to get to 6, 8, 10, and 12 minutes. There is a large psychological hump to get over in training your brain to be comfortable without taking an inhale. Once you hit this threshold, you and your mind become much more comfortable with it. Nearly every day when I get to my extended breath hold, my brain really opens up and all kinds of creative thoughts and solutions enter my head, as it will with you. I really started noticing it about 3 or 4 minute extended breath hold. This is why I encourage you to stay disciplined in training to get to that level. So when you're exiting your really tense inhale breath hold into your exhale breath hold, you will hear a long bell ding. Exhale. Now this is the sound that allows you to exhale to the sound of this all the way out. This will take lots of practice, and the first couple of rounds may take a bit to get settled into. Now, you will not fully exhale all your air out of your lungs and your stomach. You will practice and find an area in your exhale that is called the shelf. The shelf is an area just under your breast, middle of your sternum, and that will feel like where you're holding your breath. It's very difficult to describe, but you will eventually find it. Underneath the shelf is where you will hold just a small amount of air. Practice, 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 practice. If you start with my very first instructional videos and work your way through them, you will eventually find it. During your exhale hold and as you settle in, you want to find a comfortable position for your jaw. For me, I find resting my top and bottom teeth closed with a slight natural overbite position, and my lips stay closed. And remember to keep your chin up. And then you want to find your comfortable position for your fingers and your hands. And again, you may cycle through different hand positions over your chest or over your stomach. As you get to your longer exhale holds, there are some small cheats you can do to build up your endurance. First thing you do is putting your hands behind your head and leaning your head forward until the need to breathe passes and you rest your head back. Next, if absolutely necessary, take an ever so small, tiny micro inhale. Rather than doing it with your chest, you can do it by pushing your belly out and pulling it back in ever so slightly. Practice this. Eventually, you will not have to. Next, you will notice you will need to swallow throughout your exhale, and this could be any round. It's fine, and you should be able to do it without any problem. At the end of your extended exhale round, you will go right into another inhaled breath hold. This inhale hold, you will really feel the difference by taking a huge breath in, starting with your stomach all the way up to your chest. You will take in a lot of air on this one. Okay, so that's it for the technical walkthrough of my extended breath hold meditation, but hold on, don't click out. I will now talk about the mental talk and mantras to do during this meditation. Most of my free videos are simply guided with voiced breath cues. However, some of them include a breath by breath intention as well as guided self-talk during the exhale breath hold. For example, one video's intention is to bring into alignment your connection with yourself, people in your life, the earth, and the universe. And in one round on each breath, you'll think of a different person in your life, good or bad. Another round on each breath, you will be guided to be thinking of a certain elements of the earth, such as trees, specific animals, dirt, air, plants, flowers, noise, clouds, water, insects, and so on. And another round, each breath will be guided to think about a part of your body, such as your toes, your feet, your legs, your knees, your bones, muscles, organs, and so on. And yet another round, each breath will focus on elements of the universe, such as the sun, each planet, moons, galaxies, the empty space. You get the idea. And in the extended exhale hold, you'll be guided to think of how all these aspects are intertwined with each other, and your mind and your ability to influence and create causation and effect to each of those elements. Other videos will focus on intention of your feelings and emotions and empowerment, overcoming addictions, wealth, abundance, and so on. You can also find many more of my intention and expanded extended breath hold videos in my advanced microdose meditation training program. That also includes additional tips and music and training and how to prepare for a successful psilocybin self-guided macrodose trip. As a disclaimer, I do not sell psilocybin microdoses or raw mushrooms. However, within my microdose meditation mastery program and my White Collar Awakening Escape the Rat Race to a Life of Purpose masterclass, I provide help for you to source these natural substances. As a reminder, in the first video of this series, we talked about the importance of this. Meditation is one of the most powerful ways to train your brain to reduce the reactive negative self-talk that has randomly been adopted into your brain since you were a toddler and replace those negative self-beliefs and disempowering thoughts with new, deliberate, and automatic, conscious and subconscious empowering beliefs and thoughts and self-talk. Adding microdoses certainly enhances and brings a great deal more value to your microdose meditations. Now, move on to the bonus third video where I tell you the only skill you need to master in life.